Hey everyone, welcome to the Withering Effect. This is episode 14. Today's date is September 17th, 2019. I am Duds, or Duds versus known everywhere else you can find me.
Oh, right. It's my turn.
It's your turn.
Yeah, I'm Bank, for short. And today we're going to talk about some Minecraft. I totally lost it. Because I was confused. You said the 17th, and I looked at my date, and it was like the 18th. Because I'm like, just past midnight.
Well, you should stop living in the future.
You should stop living in the past.
I can't help it. It's my comfort zone.
Yeah, I mean, it would be nice.
This podcast is starting off great.
Started dumb already, yeah, which is awesome. Yeah, what have you been doing this week? Because it's been weird lately with Minecraft and stuff for us, I think.
Yeah, I've done nothing Minecraft for like the third straight week. I fully intended on sitting down this past weekend and recording an episode because I have the inspiration and the plan, but I had zero drive. There's a side project I've been working on for the past couple weeks that is a very huge side project, and while not all of my inspiration is there, a lot of my drive is there. So yeah, I don't know if I want to talk too much about it because I don't know if the project will see the light of day, and it might be embarrassing if that happens, but
it's still very fresh, isn't it?
Yeah, it's exciting is what I should say. So it has my full-on attention, even though I'm like, yeah, but I could be doing this, and I'm being supported by a bunch of great people when I do that, so I should probably do that.
It's one of those things where you really wanna do it, but you feel like you have to do some other things as well.
I wish I could bring people in on like the mystery project, and they could get as excited as I am, because like I shared a little bit with you,
and I got excited by it, to be honest.
Yeah, and it's like I wish I could bring everyone in, but it would, if it ever did see the light of day, it would basically just ruin the project for anyone who paid attention to the backstory stuff.
Yeah, it's a delicate thing, I guess.
Yeah. But anyways.
Which is kind of annoying for the listeners, but yeah. Maybe
well, match how annoying it is me. Guys, I want to tell you a secret, but I can't. That's what it's like for me right now.
Yeah. Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah. What about you? What have you been working on this week?
Well, I created a really cool well on my 3D printer, and I painted it.
I saw that. That's in our Discord. You guys should join it. It's awesome.
Yeah, I was really proud of that one. Especially because usually when I start painting things, it completely gets ruined. Yeah. I managed to not do it, which was really cool. And I did actually play a bit of Minecraft. I did some speed running time, which isn't really interesting for videos. I did beat my record by like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So I probably won't upload it, but yeah.
Why not upload it? Go ahead and get your record up there even better.
I could. I mean, it would up me like 2 places, but now I'm like exactly place 100, so I might wait a while until I'm like booted off to like place 101 and then go back into the 100s again or something. I like being at place 100. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. You got your name on a chart.
Exactly. Yeah. It's not much, but it's kind of fun to do.
Yeah. What do you say we get into some Minecraft news? You got some news about the snapshot.
Yeah, there was actually. Well, the snapshot didn't have much interesting news. I'll go through it quickly, because there were a few minor interesting points, I guess. But there was some interesting news this week. As for the snapshot, they tweaked a little things. Most of them I will call just bug fixes more than actual changes. But campfires can be extinguished with a shovel, which I guess is kind of cool.
Yeah,
Makes
I like
sense.
that.
Like throwing dirt over it.
Yeah, I need to know if you take a campfire out with a shovel and you have food on it, does the food stay on the campfire?
Ooh,
that's what I want to know.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's a neat little trick with the water. So what else? Farmland.
Yep.
Blocks that can be manually placed on farmland without turning it to dirt can also be pushed by a piston without turning the farmland back into dirt. That sort of more seems like a bug fix than a change, but
yeah,
sure.
I don't know any blocks that can be placed on farmland and not change it to dirt.
Things like glowstone blocks work?
Oh.
Maybe half slabs? No, because you will place them on the bottom part. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah?
Well, maybe you're right. Knows, maybe if you have a top slab,
it yeah, but you couldn't place that on dirt, could you?
I don't know. So just wait a week. El Mango will turn this into some crazy super fast farm using this one tactic. Yeah,
sure. Yeah. Boats burn a bit longer. Apparently, they didn't burn long, and now they'll burn a bit better.
Burn the boats.
I mean, it's kind of nice. What is it? Cows, sheep, pigs, chickens, wolf, llamas, and horses. Mm-hmm. They have like a small % chance to spawn babies. When they spawn in groups and stuff, there's a small chance babies will spawn, apparently. Yeah. I thought that already happened, but maybe they just always sort of spawned as I was getting near them or something.
Yeah, never noticed this before, and probably will never notice it again. I mean, I know polar bears had, like, the baby polar bears that would spawn. But everything else, to me, it just seems... Well, baby foxes spawn. I know that.
Actually, now that you say it, I don't think I've actually ever seen, like, baby pigs in the wild.
Yeah, but I've seen baby chickens.
I'm not sure. Baby llamas I might have seen.
I don't think I've seen baby llamas. I don't know. We play on a multiplayer server, so you can't tell if someone's throwing chicken eggs everywhere or breeding animals in your bases and stuff when you're not playing. Crazy.
Yeah, there's annoying ones like that.
Yeah,
totally not me.
Always throwing eggs everywhere.
Yeah. Oh, and there was one more thingy, which also seems like, I don't know. It's for advancements, and it's related to item. I'm just gonna read it because I'm not sure of all the words. Item predicate in advancements now makes a distinction between actual enchantments and stored enchantments, like the ones stored in enchantment books. I'm not fully sure what that all means, but I'm guessing that it checks better whether you have actually an enchantment on a weapon or it's on not a weapon or something.
Yeah, I don't pay attention to the advancements. I know a lot of people who will grind out the advancements and all that stuff. I don't pay attention to those at all. If it happens, it's like, oh, yay. I wonder if there's like an advancement that says, oh, you need mending on a helmet or something like that, and you just pick up a mending book, and it goes, oh, hey, you got it, yay! And it's like, no, I didn't. It's still on a book. So now it knows it's not on the helmet, it's on the book.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I understood it right. It seems more like a bug fix again than an actual change.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm feeling. This is, well, they've already come out and said 1.15 is the bug fix update, so...
Oh, that's true. I kind of forgot about that. I mean, they're nice little tweaks, I guess.
Yeah. To me, get my FPS higher. I want this game running smooth. I have a decently beastie computer. It shouldn't run like a 7-year-old computer.
Yeah, FPS is always a bit strange with Minecraft, I feel.
Yeah.
Like, there is a way to sort of control it, but you can only control it between, like, a few hundred FPS, which is strange. Yeah. I'm obviously... Well, I can say a few hundred. I know there's a lot of people who don't...
Yeah. I tap mine out at 200. I don't let it get above it just because I don't really see the point of it. But when I'm tapped out at 200, this PC should easily be able to do that. But when I'm in my base, I stay in like the low 100s, which is nothing to complain about for sure. Because we have people on the server playing under 30, and I don't know how they do that.
Yeah.
But
I mean, if it's 30, you can sort of notice, but as long as it's above 60 or 40 even.
Yeah, you really don't.
I don't... I just let it run wild, though. I don't cap it. It's like, just do whatever. Yeah. It's fine.
Well, see, I noticed when recording, I don't see the frame changes as much unless there's a giant jump. So if I leave it uncapped and it hits 400 and then it drops to 130, I see that in my screen and in the recording. So,
okay.
Yeah, I capped it at 200 so there wouldn't be giant jumps all the time. And I don't notice it
basically
as
to
much.
make it more stable.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I guess it's my turn with the news.
Yeah.
So, out today, their biome vote for Minecon came out finally. and it's
Yeah.
not the leftover ones from last year. Which
is nice, I think.
I was kind of excited about that, but now I'm just like, hey, I really wanted that Savannah update, and now I can't vote on it this year. Okay, so the biomes getting updated are mountains, badlands, and swamp. I have a feeling that badlands and swamp will be the two that get to the finals. I don't see mountains going very far because mountains to me is too much like taiga.
I feel Badlands. I don't know. I've never really heard anyone say like, "Oh, I like the Badlands."
Well, that's the other thing. No one likes badlands.
The only I once in a map hear someone go to the Badlands, and it's just to collect terracotta.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why people will choose it, but I feel people are not gonna be really well, how do you say it, inclined to pick Badlands.
Mm-mm.
I'd like to see mountains personally, to be honest, but I hope they're gonna elaborate a bit more on what they're actually gonna change.
I want palm trees in Minecraft, and I still don't get a biome that has palm trees in it.
I mean, Badlands could work for that, maybe a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to introduce any new tree types or anything like that, obviously. They didn't do that with taiga, so I doubt they do it here, but I don't know. To me, we had this conversation earlier. I felt they should have waited until they had videos prepared for all three.
Yeah. Well, I was excited when I saw, like, we can see what the map or what the biome votes is going to be. And then there's literally no more information than them just saying which biomes. Which kind of disappointed me. It's like, give me at least some information or a little, I don't know, give me something.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they said check back later, which obviously means they're going to stagger the video releases throughout the week. But I hate when people do that. It's like, rip the Band-Aid off, man. Get me excited for an entire week. Don't get me excited for one day.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it makes sense. They're sort of hyping maybe because next week, I think, well, in like 10 days.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say, we're literally 10 days from Minecon.
Yeah, so they're probably just hyping it so more people will watch and stuff.
Yeah, but speaking of Minecon, they've got the community panels for Minecon announced. How do you like that transition? That was awesome.
Oh, yeah, that was a smooth one.
Smooth like butter.
No one would have noticed if you didn't mention it.
Well, that's why I had to mention it. Praise my transitions.
We're learning.
Yeah. Anyways, okay, so the Minecraft panels, I'm going to go ahead and list out the name of all the panels, and then I guess we can talk about the ones that really interest us.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
If we don't talk about one you guys are interested in, let us know in the comment section or in the Discord, and we'll go back and we'll do some research and we'll talk about it next time. We promise.
Yeah.
So the panels are crafting experiences, game design in Minecraft, Diversity 3, created for the community, SciCraft presents how automation can enrich your game experience, How We Craft, secrets of the marketplace partners, and then Hermitcraft, much better together. Now, out of all of these, the ones I'm interested in are the crafting experiences, game design. I'd like to hear from people working on the game, what they've created. SciCraft, how automation can enrich your game experience. Just because those guys are redstone geniuses. Like,
also, I think it's an interesting topic.
Yeah.
Just to talk, yeah.
And finally, I really like the Hermitcraft people, so hearing from them is always fun. The marketplace partners, I don't want to rub them wrong, because obviously those guys do hard work and stuff, but to me it just kind of feels like Microsoft pushing hey, here's some stuff you can buy, and it's like,
So it's the console version, right, that have the marketplace where you can buy skins and such. It's
all in Bedrock, so that would be
right.
The Windows 10 edition or whatever.
It's too far away from me, really.
Yeah. Like I said,
I
don't want to
really like the idea of that marketplace.
Yeah, and I don't want to discredit anybody who posts on the marketplace, because obviously you've got to be doing something right if people are willing to pay money and download your stuff. So kudos to you guys. but it's not something I'm really interested in hearing about. But that, again, is just my opinion. Sidecraft, I'm super excited about because I want to automate everything, and I wonder if they'll talk about ways that prevent lag and stuff like that. I doubt it because it's Sidecraft, but...
Well, I'm also curious on how they... Because obviously they gotta be doing other things than just automating things.
Yeah.
How they...
Well, they talk
how they
about
deal with
using...
that, because obviously... Oh, yeah.
They talk about automating with more than just redstone.
Right.
So, to me, that's what really piqued my interest. What else are they doing to automate stuff?
They also have Sidecraft. That's modded, isn't it?
I don't think it's modded.
Okay. Do they, by any chance, also have a modded version of it or something?
I don't know.
Okay. Because I'm not watching them that much.
Yeah, basically, I tune in whenever there's a new farm exploiting new mechanics.
Well, I sometimes liked watching some videos of El Mango doing crazy stuff, really. Mm-hmm. And I saw some things that definitely couldn't be done with vanilla Minecraft, like placing blocks with dispensers and stuff. And he would build automated tunnel making machines and stuff, which wouldn't just dig out the tunnel, but also just build it.
Yeah.
A decorated tunnel.
Jeez.
That's why I thought that might have been Sidecraft, but I guess I was wrong.
It may have been. I don't know. They do some crazy stuff over there.
They do crazy stuff. Yeah, it's cool to see. But I'm just also interested in what not redstone they do, kind of.
Yeah.
'Cause I've not seen much of that. If they do it at all, like, maybe they don't.
Yeah, maybe they're just talking about water streams and they've tricked us all.
Oh, that would be funny.
Yeah, and then you have Hermitcraft, and that's an obvious thing about playing together nicely. We talked about this on 12B, the flip side of our chat with Nina, and how you should play nicely on a server, or somebody will make a new server and take all your friends.
that is a possibility, yeah?
Yeah. But no, on a serious note, to me... I wish they would get rid of all the fluff before the update announcement and just put these panels in front of it. That's what I want.
I'm not following. How do you mean?
So,
get rid of all the fluff?
Minecon is an hour and a half, right?
Right.
They don't talk about the new update till the last 20 minutes. So for an hour and 10 minutes, it's just a bunch of random stuff no one really cares about. It kind of feels like they're just there to entertain kids.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And instead of having all of that, I would rather have these panels. Because to me, the only people who are tuning into a live stream are people at a much older age. Basically, not people who would be entertained by some of the stuff they do. So you could make all the stuff you would, what I call fluff, before the announcement into YouTube videos instead of making these panels into YouTube videos.
Oh, right.
Because all these panels are just going to be individual videos on their YouTube channel. It's like, well, I would rather you guys play the panels before the update than watch somebody do some crazy science project to make a dirt block or something.
Yeah, that's a good point. Although I think you also made a good point by saying like they like probably getting the younger viewers as well.
Yeah.
And they probably don't want to listen to a lecture.
That's true too.
Which, I don't mind that. Like, I like listening to people sharing their ideas and stuff. But I guess when you're young, let's say the age of 12 or something, you're all day at school. It's all you do already. I can imagine they wouldn't like that.
Yeah. Anyways, I guess that's it for the community panels. We've got a link for that. It should be in the show notes. And we have a link for the biome vote that's going to happen by the announcement video or whatever, also in the show notes.
I'm sure they will.
Yeah, Carl's got this. He's all over it.
Yep, he does a good job in that usually.
Yeah, we did have a listener comment from the Discord this week, so thank you guys so much for joining the Discord. We actually have people joining in, and it's really nice because that's our preferred method to talk to you guys. because it kind of puts everything in one place for us. We don't have to go check all these different websites to get comments and stuff. But anyways,
the Discord actually got quite active this week, which is nice.
It did. Puppy pictures were posted. Well pictures were posted. Questions were asked. Yay. Anyways, so C3PO, one of our newer members, joined in and was asking, I would be interested to hear your views on the Minecraft community, the different sort of factions we have, like Builder, UHC, Modded, etc., the good, the bad, the ugly. What parts of the community keep you coming back to Minecraft?
Yeah, which
C3PO.
Well, it might be worth mentioning that she was admin on a server for a while, so she recognized a lot of the stuff we talked about in episode 12 and 12B. I think those are interesting questions. Some of it, I don't think we have that much. Like, we don't really play modded, both of us. So that's not something we can talk much about. Factions, I'm not sure if it's modded or not, but I've not really played that either.
I think factions is more PvP based. So my gripe with modded, I always like to tease them. And it's kind of half-hearted because there are different kinds of modded players, but I always tease them and say they're just hoarders. Because that's all modded really gives you is more ways to store stuff.
A lot of it, I feel like, yeah.
But it's not fully true in modded. To me, it's just I can't go learn a whole new version of Minecraft when I'm still learning a lot of what this game has now.
Yeah, that's what I have as well. Like the cross knowledge you would have, like, oh, I can't craft that in vanilla Minecraft, and you sort of forget what you can do in normal Minecraft, and then you're sort of halfly playing two games. I'm not. Yeah, I would get confused, I think.
Yeah, to me, I don't like faction groups or PvPers. I feel that they're the more toxic of the community, and the fact that literally they just complain. I haven't seen one not really complain. But maybe I'm just being mean and spiteful. But the whole, especially when the combat update happened and the complaining that they can't spam click anymore, and that spam clicking was a talent. It's like, no, spam clicking is not a talent. Not when most of you guys are using auto clickers and hacking and stuff. It's like, no. Now, if you can do that style of PvP with the 1.9, that's a lot of skill right there. Being able to time shots and shields, and yes.
That's actually where I think it gets interesting, because I did obviously do some PvP. I agree. In a lot of the places, it's people just complain, like, I want to 1 point. They just want to spam click.
Yes.
Which I can't really see the appeal.
No.
I just don't see it.
To me, if you were to bring back the spam clicking, it needs to be a new weapon like a spear. Something that doesn't do a ton of damage, but allows you to quick strike left and right.
There needs to be a way to sort of have your own style, right?
Right.
With spam clicking, there isn't much beyond... Like, the only thing you really need to do is just click as much as you can and aim right, basically.
Correct.
I mean, there's a little bit more to it, but, you know, that's kind of the basics. And now you already have to sort of time your strikes. You can use a shield. You know, there's... Yeah. I think it's more interesting. Also, there was like a whole part... sort of the anarchy server, I guess, where there is no rules. Like, do whatever. Which is obviously massive amounts of cheating. But everyone does it, which levels the playing field, right? And that creates its own sort of interesting style of PvP. And not just that, but gameplay. It's sort of a constant pressure on you. Like, you have to be careful where you build a base even, because people are going to try and find it. And, well, it's not probably going to stay up after that.
Yeah.
Which I think has its own appeal, but I can definitely see how people wouldn't like it. But I think there's definitely PvP areas that are different than the spam clicky complainers. Let's call it that, I guess.
Well, see, and PvP is just not my cup of tea, so I don't go looking for... So all I ever see are the highlight clips, and there's usually always some young kid screaming that 1.8 was the best version of Minecraft. And
Right.
won't go any later than that. And it's like, but did you give the other way a chance? Because to me, it's more. I don't want to say realistic in a blocky game because it's very hard to be realistic, but not many people can hold a sword fully out and wave it with their wrist for 5 minutes.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that ties in with UHCs. I don't do UHCs because, one, I'm not a good PvPer, and two, PvP doesn't interest me, so I don't really feel the need to get better at PvP.
UHCs are kind of, rare as well, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot, but I know a lot of them have like rules, which I'm not a big fan of. I like it as vanilla as possible, basically. Also, I usually just try to be alone, or like to be alone, which usually doesn't happen in UHC. People want to be in teams, and I fully get that.
Yeah.
Which makes it a bit more tricky to join in somewhere.
Yeah. Well, I think we covered a lot of the ugly. The good, people like El Mango and the Hermitcraft community, who I feel play the game the right way, and are constantly lifting other people up. It's like, hey, keep working at it and stuff. To me, that's one reason I keep coming back. The Ripple Effect has a ton of great members who are very supportive. So it's always great to find a server that has that. But other than that, it's... I don't know how to explain it. To me, without the inspiration, everything kind of falls down.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. A lot of inspiration comes from just having nice other people around.
Yeah. But that's where like adventure maps can come in. Because if you play adventure maps, that's somebody else's inspiration that could inspire your inspiration on vanilla or modded or whatever you play to build. Or maybe you just don't like to build, you like storytelling, and so all you do is the adventure maps. That's really cool too.
And there are some great adventure maps. I actually played a few of those, and they make really, well, not just beautiful maps, but good stories. Well, fun maps to play at least.
Yeah. Well, we did that with Nox Crew Flight one.
Yeah, we did the flight game. It's quite a while back again. We should do that again. That was fun.
That was so rage-inducing.
Well, not that one, but something like it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of fun adventure maps, yeah.
There was. Okay, but C3PO, hopefully we answered your question.
Yeah?
It was a good one.
Yeah, I like the question. It's definitely... It sticked with the topic, and we didn't really cover that part.
Yeah, so if you guys have more questions, drop them in the Discord, like I said, or tweet them at us, because at least it'll, like, slap us in the face and tell us there's a message there.
Yeah. Discord is probably the more reliable place, though.
Yeah, because you have 4 people watching out for that question. So.
Yeah. And also, I pay attention to Discord, Twitter, not as much. I mean, I do, but not as... I'm not very active Twitter person.
How dare you not tweet me 24 hours?
I'll tweet you. I'll do it one day where I just tweet you every hour, like status updates.
Oh, please don't.
It actually sounds like a fun idea. I'm gonna do that one.
Oh, jeez. Look what you guys did. I'm blaming the listeners.
We created a day of annoying duds.
Welcome to Tweet Day, where Bank does nothing but tweet duds pictures of his food.
Oh, I'll do it on your birthday.
Oh, please don't. I like to enjoy my birthday.
Well, I mean, the fun thing is, you would get a ton of messages from, like, family and friends and stuff. And then on top of that, you would get spammed with, I like that idea.
But my family and friends don't tweet me because they know my real name and phone number.
And that is true. Well, I just don't know your phone number.
I told them about my Twitter, and they're just like, wait, you do what? Nah.
I didn't.
That's true.
My family doesn't even know about the whole YouTube thing anyway.
Yeah. My family knows, and they're supportive. But when I bring it up at the dinner table, they're just like, meh. It's like, okay, thanks.
I know my family would... I mean, they would think it's fun, because they always like to see me make stuff.
Yeah.
I think my brother would just get really annoying now.
Yeah.
Which is the main reason why I'm just not saying anything. I just don't want him to get annoying. Yeah. Not in a bad way. Like, he would really like it. because he's played Minecraft himself as well, like a really long time ago, and he's mentioned it a few times to me, like, oh, you would like that.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Well, they found it interesting because, like, I was building computers on their dining room table. Right. And like, oh, well, that's really cool that you're putting a new skill together, building PCs and stuff. What are you going to do with it? And I'm just over here playing Minecraft. They're like, wait, what? You needed that beefy computer to play that? It's like, no, I needed it to render the video I'm making while I play.
Right, it's sort of the old meme thing as well, right? You buy like the beefiest PC you can do, and then it's to just play Minecraft.
Yeah, no, my old computer played Minecraft just fine. I was getting pretty much the same frame rates, but for a 25-minute video, it took an hour and a half to render. With this computer, it takes me 25 minutes to render.
Right. Well, and also if you start using shaders and stuff,
that's true.
That really asks a lot.
But see, I can't use shaders because when I'm playing Minecraft, I have view bobbing turned off because I'll get motion sick playing it. And a lot of the shaders have that really bright sun.
Right.
Oh, and it just makes me so sick to my stomach.
You can tweak that a lot, though. Like, I know there's two big ones where I've played around with those. You got, what is it, Zeus? And then another one which is similar but not as intense. Kind of forgot what it was. But you can tweak those settings a lot to sort of adjust the lighting and how you like it and all that. You might want to give it a go.
Yeah.
See, I mean, if you can be bothered, really. Yeah.
Well, like, there's a couple of YouTubers I watch. It's mainly the YouTubers who don't play Minecraft, who are new to it. And they're like, well, I can throw shaders on here, and now I get a good-looking game and stuff. And it's like, yeah, but you're just throwing a bunch of stuff at the computer, hoping something sticks and looks good. Or trying to make a really bad build look good. And it's just like, oh. But then you have somebody like Corrales, who knows how to build and knows how to build well, who's playing with shaders on this season with Hermitcraft, and the shaders don't force good-looking stuff, it amplifies good-looking stuff, because it's just little tweaks, and that's what I always try to aim for,
just to keep it Minecraft, and to keep it looking like Minecraft, but just, I don't know, a bit fancier.
Yeah.
Because like you say, if you change the game too much, like also it gets the same effect as having a texture pack. Like you build something and it might just look completely terrible for someone else who doesn't have it.
Yeah.
And especially playing on a server, I kind of like just being sort of having the neutral things going on, so it at least looks good when you don't have any modifications.
Yeah. But speaking of texture packs, I want to go on off a tangent. As if we're not already on a tangent, because trust us, this was not a topic that we have written down.
They didn't know.
But this kind of fits in with one of our topics with the block palettes.
Right, right.
Textures. What if you could choose a texture to change? What texture would you change, and how would you change it?
Oh, that's. There's. I think there might be quite a few actually. I would like to see gravel. I'd like to see a bit of a change on that. It's a bit. I feel it's a bit of a messy texture.
Yeah,
and I think it could be a usable texture. Like they could make it into something that makes it. I don't know. I think they could make it more interesting. I mean, you're kind of catching me out of the blue with it, if that's even a way to say it. So
that was the point. To sneak attack.
Sort of think quick about it as well. What else? Wool always has been a bit of a weird texture to me.
I really like the wool updated now, though.
Ooh, I might not have paid a lot of attention to the new wool.
Well, they fixed the colors a couple updates ago, and they kind of, I don't want to say dulled, but it's not as busy as it was before.
Oh, right. Well, they always have that sort of wavy texture in them.
Yes.
I don't know. I'd like to. I don't know. I
think carpets shouldn't have that wavy texture on them.
Yeah.
I think they should be a little bit smoother. I'm good with a little bit of wavy texture, but a carpet block, because how many times do you walk in a room and you see your carpet with lumps? It doesn't happen a lot. So
True.
carpet in Minecraft shouldn't have lumps.
Mm-hmm.
No. But I would change nether brick.
Oh, I was just gonna say netherrack as well. You went for nether brick. Do you mean the regular nether brick or the red nether brick, or just nether brick in ultimate?
Nether brick in general. I want to do, because everyone's doing this on their texture packs and turning nether brick black.
I'm not a big fan of that.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I've not done it because obviously if you do it to your stuff, other people aren't going to notice it and it might not look correct.
Yeah.
But it gives more color with stairs, slabs, and fences and stuff.
Right.
And
I feel
we already have red nether brick now that you can make out of netherwart and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like...
I'd like to change the red nether brick because it's all red. Like the spots in between the stones are red as well.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think is a bit weird. Like they should have a little difference. At least like the normal bricks.
Yeah.
The clay ones, like you have red bricks and then the grey infill parts, the cement, I think it is.
Yeah.
They should start doing that with the nether bricks as well, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Turning it black, I feel, is an easy way out.
Yeah. You're right.
It's like, I'll change my texture pack so it becomes a block that I can use everywhere. Mm-hmm. Which I'm not a big fan of. I'm not really a big fan of the purpley color either. But that's mainly it's hard to build with it. There's nothing really that matches that color. Turning it black though, I'd like to change it, but I don't know.
I can see where you're coming from.
The black's nice though. Don't get me wrong. It looks good.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else I would change. I mean, the obvious ones are get rid of the wavy lines on the glass. I don't know why they moved them to the corner now.
Right.
Everyone's first thing they do when they load Minecraft is get a texture pack that has clean glass.
Except for me.
Except for Bank, because he's weird.
I don't know. I never really liked full clear glass.
Yeah. Thanks, Suze. I'm trying to record a podcast here, and she's just over here snoring her brain out.
I hadn't noticed, but...
Well, I just sit there and I'm seeing the recording. It's nice and soft, and then... It's like, what the heck was that?
Oh, awesome. I mean, she's got to be in the podcast. She's almost always in there.
Yeah. Okay, back to discussion.
Yeah. It was a nice little tangent.
Yeah. I don't think there's a lot of other blocks I would change, other than, like, earlier you talked about the season watercolor. I'd like to see different colored water more. It's there, but it's not there enough.
Yeah. Well, and they had it more, I don't know. They seem to play with it a little bit.
Yeah. Is there anything else? I know what I'd like. I'd like wooden buckets.
Wooden buckets? Yeah?
That's kind of an item.
Makes sense.
But I'd like to be able to make wooden buckets that you can actually set down. Kind of like
especially
a flower
now
pot.
that we... Oh. Yeah. I was going to say, especially since we got barrels now as well. That's a good match. Yeah, wooden barrels or wooden buckets would be nice.
Yeah. Let's just stay on this kind of topic. Go ahead and hit the block pallets. We'll save our next topic if we have time to join in here.
Yeah, or we'll save it for our next episode.
Yeah, because you did a lot of work on that other one. So it's a good topic to have. But if we don't have time, I'd rather, instead of cutting it short, let's save it.
Yeah, we're filling up the time quite a bit.
Yeah.
We were afraid we would struggle with time, but yeah.
Tangents happen, and Duds talks about random stupid stuff for 10 minutes.
We totally didn't calculate in, like, the tangents. So, our time calculations were... Well, we didn't... It sounds like we plan a lot.
We don't. I think that's what makes it great, is that we don't plan a lot. Like, we have bullet points.
Well, we do, but we don't. Yeah.
Okay, so...
It's a weird way of working.
Yeah. Main topic was going to be block palette tips. Basically, how to build with different styles, like modern and medieval, yada, yada, yada. And I thought that's where changing blocks could be cool. For me, when I plan a block palette, it always comes down to, okay, what style do I want to use?
Right.
You
yeah,
have
that's obvious.
What do you call this time period? Present time period. You have the ultra modern style, and then you have the medieval style. Medieval will always give you the most options. It feels like Minecraft was designed with medieval in mind.
Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, that's definitely an easier style to build in. I feel like you get more options.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Concrete helps a lot with doing modern nowadays.
Yeah, it helps a lot, but it's not. I don't think it helps enough.
Right.
But I've always wondered if I'm just not really good at doing the modern style. Like, my general preference in things is usually more the fantasy medieval kind of style.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm just way more familiar with that than the kind of modern or futuristic stuff.
Yeah. I have a feeling that my next few bigger builds will be more modern, because that's the style I've always kind of levitated towards.
Mm-hmm.
Or gravitated. That's probably the better word.
Yeah.
But I stayed away. I was like, I'm really going to focus on building medieval this past season. And I've done it. I don't think I'm very great at it. I definitely think last season's base was a better version of this kind of style, but it didn't turn out bad. I grew as a builder, and I'm happy with that. And
actually, oh, sorry, yeah.
No, you go ahead.
I was going to say, last map I actually built sort of modern.
Yeah, you were very modern.
That actually worked out really well. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But going to me, like, when you're choosing a style or something, story matters. Like, tell yourself a story for the area. That's what I did for this base. Me and you had, like, a story written out between our two bases day 2 or 3.
I kind of forgot about it while building, which is a shame. I think that affected my building a bit as well.
Yeah. I think we kind of need to get back to that.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, story. And I have a general rule I always try to do when building stuff, and I call it the rule of threes. So, when building, you need to have, if you're building a wall, let's just start there. If your wall has 0 depth, it's just going to be 1 wide.
Mm-hmm.
It needs to have 3 different textures in it. And that could be using the stone brick, unpolished andesite, and maybe a cobblestone.
Right.
And that's how you would texture that wall 1 deep. Mm-hmm. Or you can do a 2 deep wall that only needs 1 texture, right?
Oh, right.
So, because now you have depth added to it. And that could be, maybe you just switch out a block for a stair block. Because now that stair block has a little bit of depth added to it. Or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so I think so, but just to make sure I got it right. So basically you want to always have 3 features in your wall.
Right.
And either a block type would be a feature. So, like you said, what was it? Andesite, and then stone brick, and then cobblestone. That's 3 different block types, so each one would be a feature.
Correct.
But if you use 1 layer of depth, so you create a hole or whatever, that would count as a feature as well. So you could have 1 less type of block.
Yeah.
Does that mean you won't go over it as well? Like you stick with the 3, or
I go over it all the time. 3 is a minimum. So
that's just your base framework, basically.
Yeah, it's to try to keep a flat look out of the game. Like, I don't want anything to feel flat. And that's how, when I was starting to build, everything I was building was flat. And I was like, well, how do I add texture and depth to something that I can't make deep? And that's when I was like, well, do 3 different textures on 1 wall. Or if you have 2 depths, you really only need 1 texture, because now you have 2 different shapes you're making.
Right.
That being said, if you're making a circle, don't make the circle just stone brick.
Yeah.
That doesn't count. Just because there's like 5 step downs in a circle doesn't mean that the rule of 3 works for it.
Well, if you go on a circle, you would have a circular wall, which would sort of count as being a straight wall. At least that's how I would look at it.
Yeah. It doesn't always work. but it's a great little hint that I came up for myself. Especially, like, I came up with it when I was doing nether tunnels.
Right.
Because nether tunnels can be long and flat, and you don't want to do a lot of crazy stuff to it, because you have to repeat it for hundreds of blocks.
Well, also, you have to chance, like, normally another tunnel would be, like, 3 by 3?
Yeah.
If you have to bridge, and you created something where you have to make it, 10 wide, because you have, walls with a lot of depth changes and stuff, you're gonna have to build that when bridging. Yes. And in the nether, that can be big parts.
Yeah, to me, the easiest way to add depth is if you have a stone brick wall, you put a log of wood of any kind of type in front of it, because that gives you one depth. And then you take a stone brick out and put a stone brick stair, and there's another sign of depth. And to me, those are the two easiest ways to add depth and texture to any. I think
fences
surface.
And the iron fences, they kind of work well too, because they are half a sort of step.
Yeah, well, yeah, if you could add glass panes in that same idea,
exactly.
That'll work. My favorite was my very first Comicraft base. I had that giant glass wall, and that glass wall had white glass blocks, light gray blocks, and black glass blocks or whatever. And then I would texture it just by randomizing all of those blocks, and then I would go behind and switch out random blocks with panes, and it gave that giant glass wall this really cool texture. That's still probably my proudest design I've done.
Okay.
And now I'm gonna have to rebuild it somewhere.
Oh, that's a fun project for the future.
I thought about going back and rebuilding the first Comicraft base, because it's not very big. It would make a great starting base.
Yeah, how many years ago was that?
Oh god, 3? I don't know. Yeah, 3 years. But what was cool about that was I found that underground cave lake thing.
Right.
And so I was like, well, I want to build on top of that thing. That thing's cool. And that's what the whole base is on. Of course, we didn't have really blocks other than coal. And I didn't want to mine for coal, so I just used black terracotta. So everything was brown.
It could be interesting to just get the seed of that map and then create a blank map again. Go there and make a new base and see what happens.
Yeah.
How you would, instead of sort of revamping that one, just see how you would use that area now to create.
Oh, yeah, because the area behind the base was gorgeous, and that's why I chose it, and then I never used it. I dug my hole and I stayed in it.
I think that could be really interesting.
You're giving me inspiration and stuff, but I don't need that. I already have inspiration for my current base, and I've got the stupid secret project I'm working on. Bank, stop trying to divert me from doing stuff.
Yeah. I'm good at that sometimes, I guess.
Yeah.
It's funny, because you explained your, I'm going back to topic. Your, block pallet way, you sort of have, well, I mean, I know you aren't really very rule or planned out on building, but you have your rules of three kind of thingy.
Yeah.
I noticed a lot of it. I have as well, but I'm going a lot by feel. So obviously you have your style you're gonna build in.
Yes.
With modern, I generally just sort of pick a base block. With the medievally stuff, it's usually, alright, I'm gonna use wooden logs to just mark corners of what I'm gonna build.
Yep.
With modern, I try and use, well, I've used concrete and I've used stone bricks, just sort of a neutral, I'm just gonna smack this down and get a shape going. And then I just start layering. I try and play with the shape a little bit. I start playing with different blocks and I just try a lot. And then in trying all those things, I generally find things that are cool. And quite often it's the weird things that help. And in doing the sort of weird things is when I discovered if I get depth, that makes things look so much better. I think it probably started with having like a glass pane as a window,
Mm-hmm.
and then having like a stair on the outside on the wall next to a pillar to sort of create I don't know, that transition thingy.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, this really gives it a realistic feel, or at least not that flat kind of,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, wooden box house feel.
Yeah. My favorite window ledge or whatever is using the stair. To me, I always love how a stair transitions into a pane.
Right.
I think it could be better, as in if I wish the window was pushed back a little bit because it does stick out a little bit further than the top half of the stair. But to me, they work so well together.
It really depends on what I'm building. Yeah, I think like whatever you're building has its own. I don't think there's anything that fits on everything. Like, I don't think there's a magic thing that always works.
Andesite. It's my favorite block in the game, so I'm gonna say it. But
yeah, I think that's fine. I think there's probably people who do have that. I just don't. I don't have a magic trick, as it were.
I have found gray concrete is closing in. If gray concrete had other textures than concrete powder and just concrete, to me, it's very close to being my favorite block because you can use it in modern style, and I've used it a ton in medieval style just as an accent block. Kind of the same with Dark Prismarine. I think they work really well with the stone bricks and wood.
That's a good point. And I just thought of something. I actually lied a little bit. I do have one magic trick.
Okay.
Leaves.
Yes. Leaves
all the
everywhere.
things you're everywhere where you think, oh, this is difficult, and especially on corners and connection parts, it's sometimes just really hard to make something that looks nice.
I don't know how many
times...
Just
go for it with leaves.
Yeah, I don't know how many times I've looked at something and I go, that's ugly, I'm going to put a bunch of leaves around it.
Yeah, that works awesome. Like, you can't go and put leaves everywhere on your building, although some builds can actually do that. But yeah, using leaves, it adds like a little bit of dimension to it anyway. And it's just a great way to hide like ugly spots. Yeah.
Well, that being said, in my new hallway extension, I looked up the ceiling and I was like, man, I really like the shape of that ceiling. I'm going to splatter leaves everywhere. I don't know why I did it, but it turned out pretty good.
Yeah, I like. I don't know. The leaves have a lot of randomness to them. It seems. I mean, obviously they don't have a random texture, but
I love mixing the birch leaves, oak leaves, and jungle leaves together. Because
mainly
leaves...
the birch and oak, because they have the same texture, this different color.
Well, to me, when you mix the jungle in there, the jungle has like what looks like little seeds on it. And I really like that. So if like you just throw a random jungle leaf block in with a pile of bushes or whatever, you now have this like little seed thing in there. And to me, it looks really good.
I do like the jungle leaves a lot, but they have sort of bare leaves, and it seems like the leaf blocks are more open, like you can see through them a bit more, which is nice. I don't know. They don't always work together with oak and birch.
No, that's why to me you place it on top.
Yeah.
You have to have other leaves behind it to kind of conceal the fact that, like you said, it's an open block. You could see through the darn thing. But
I should give that a go. Adding some jungle leaves, because I like building trees.
Yeah, you want to come build some trees in front of my base? I need some trees built.
Well, that might actually be a good way to get some inspiration back and stuff. Yeah,
up to you. That's really what has kind of been delaying me. It's like, I know where I need 3 big trees, but I really don't want to build the big trees because I suck at building trees. So I'm going to go do this other stuff. We haven't live streamed
in a while.
That's true.
Might be a nice live stream again.
Yeah, I need to get back into that.
I can build some trees.
Yeah.
Or we can build some trees. Yeah.
Well, you can build some trees and I can work on ground cover because I like playing with ground cover.
Oh, good point. Yeah.
Kind of like how we did the last Comic Craft season when we were working on the island. You were building palm trees like crazy while I was working on the cover around it.
Yeah, the palm trees.
Yeah. Minecraft or Mojang, we need some palm trees.
Mm-hmm.
and maybe they can have red dragons in them.
It would be cool if they created leaves for those palm trees.
Mm-hmm.
Because palm trees have their own sort of leaf style, right? And you can't really
could you
create
imagine...
it well with the current. If you make like half slab leaves or something.
That's what I was just thinking.
Right? You could make awesome palm trees.
Oh my god, I want half slab leaf blocks. This is something... Oh my god, I almost want it as much as I want a red dragon. That was two per episode.
Palm trees leaf thingy.
Yeah. Holy cow, that would be so awesome.
You didn't mention a red dragon this episode yet, did you?
I mentioned it twice now. You're just so used to hearing it, you didn't say that.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, there goes that stupid red dragon comment. That's never going to happen.
You mentioned it even more to me than just on the podcast, so it's even worse.
Well, Mojang, until you give me one, I'm going to keep talking about it. So somebody tweet Mojang this podcast, and maybe they'll give me
we had an awesome idea with the palm tree leaves, and now you're promoting the red dragon?
Yeah, I know. I really want the palm tree leaves. Like, I want that more than the red dragon right now. But I know tomorrow I'm going to want the red dragon.
Yeah. Yeah, but, I mean, the red dragon... I'm not sure if it's a realistic thing to hope for.
It's not, but half slab palm leaves, they can
Although, you never specify the size on the dragon. Yeah. So they could make it the size of, like, a bat.
You can't ride that, though.
The size of a phantom.
Yeah.
Good enough.
It's kind of like how when you get in a boat, two people are in there, but your feet are sticking out the front of the boat. Because the boats aren't designed to be big enough.
Oh, I had to think of... When I was really young, this is actually kind of funny. My parents had quite a big garden. Mm-hmm. Or my grandparents. And they lived like 2 blocks away, so really close.
Yeah.
And I remember one birthday, they were like, oh, what do you want for your birthday? And I was like, yeah, I want a donkey. Like an actual donkey. And,
you would.
I mean, I was like... I don't know, 4 or 6 or something. I was really young. Mm-hmm. And I remember, like, I asked for it quite a lot. So my grandpa, he actually gave me, like, on my birthday, a tiny toy donkey. It's sort of like that. Like, you want a red dragon and you get a toy dragon.
Yeah, no. I want a rideable... It doesn't have to be the size of the Ender Dragon, for sure. But... Red dragons are awesome. But then again, this half slab palm leaf idea, I really like.
That's actually usable, right?
Yeah. I kind of want that more right now, so...
Also, I think it would add a lot of building options if you get leaves. Oh, imagine the kind of roof you could make.
Yes.
Market stalls and tents and... Oh, you could make, like, shifty shacks and that kind of stuff.
Don't tease me, Bank.
I just did.
Okay, well, thanks to you, we now need to go ahead and end the podcast because I got to go build some shifty leaf huts and stuff.
Right. Are you going to try and make a mod pack out of it?
No, I can't be that technical. Are you kidding me?
I think you could. There's good tutorials online.
That's true. Stop distracting
me.
You
have to like retexture like another slab, right? Which slab don't we use?
Purple.
Right, so just retexture purple slabs to palm trees.
Yeah, that's true.
You can do it.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to finish this.
Yeah, go ahead. Take us out.
Yeah. If you like the show, tell everyone about it in your Minecraft community and at home and everywhere where you work and stuff. You know, share the episode. Social media. Leave us a like and a rating and a review. That really helps us get more listeners. If you'd like to get into contact with the show, send an email to podcast@rippleeffectsmp.com. Tweet us, or the best thing is to join our Discord and have a little chat with us. That's the best way to get into contact. Links will be in the show notes, as usual.
Yeah, this show has been brought to you by Bank and myself, but also our digital producer, Carl. He helps make sure the show ends up wherever it's supposed to and not chilling out underneath one of those awesome palm leaf trees that we've just been talking about. The amazing music you hear at the beginning and the end of the show is made by the one and only Decoy. Both their social media links can be found in the description. You guys have been awesome, especially this last week. We've been getting so much support, so thank you so much for getting withered with us. you should probably go and drink some milk now. Bye.
See ya later.